to anybody listening, right? Java was the first, professional VC firm who really, like, uh, showed us, what the meaning of conviction is, right? Like, and we're really, really grateful for that. Like, truly, I still remember walking out of the second call we had with all three partners, and I told to Isan, my co-founder, like, भाई नहीं होने वाला.
Why?
the I told this story later down the line to Bhargavi. So like Bhargavi was asking some questions, and you told me that Bhargavi is in finance and all that. So I was like, she's gonna be the one who's gonna judge us, in the next call. And that was the first time we were talking with her. So that tone, like she's a very sharp tone, like. We thought that so like what are these students talking. But then eventually afterwards, okay, that those were like okay kind of things rather than kind of responses.
I think Bhargavi, we can use her for scaring founders. I didn't know that.
No. So the best negotiator in the team though, guys, is Vinod. So
Yeah, I mean, don't bring that up, okay?
and,
Vinod, it's
one
actually
more note,
it's a good thing that he brought it up.
get a term sheet from Java, take it, don't negotiate on the terms.
Wow.
Repeat that,
Please
Mehul, for the
repeat it.
benefit
Yes,
of
we
the-
want you to repeat it.
Yeah, you have a founder on record here saying, just trust the terms that this guy gives you. It's all well.
Mehul, tell me how this enlightenment happened. That is where the key.
Sort of happened in midway, but by that time it was too long. But yeah, you know. So
But
yeah,
good man, great to see you here. We've been trying to get you on freewheeling for almost 10 months at least, right? Since March of last year. But I'm glad it finally happened. So why don't you just give a little bit of info about like what you guys are up to, what's been happening on your end, right? So people understand, what kind of startup you're building. And before you answer that, we have a regular who joins us on freewheeling, Sham. Hey Sham, I see your question. I'll get to your question soon.
I saw the regular for Karthik in the background, Bhargavi's background, the regular one.
Somebody was video bombing. I thought that was the regular.
you guys have name for the kids regular. Okay. Yeah, answering Karthik's question, right? We basically do embedded consumer credit. What that means is anybody can enable credit as a feature for their users in 1 or 2 hours just by integrating our APIs. They don't have to worry about how the credit part works, where the capital comes from, how the risk is solved, or the operations, etc. They can just start giving their users credit as a feature. So let's say if you're a neobank who wants to give your users a credit line on UPI, or a shopping app who wants to enable a EMI option, or let's say a food delivery app who wants to give a pay later feature, you can launch it in like 1 or 2 hours and it will be white labeled as, let's say, Zomato credit, and that's it. So that's what we do.
So Mel, sounds simple enough, right? But it's quite complex behind the scenes, right, Mehul? So tell us how you stumbled upon this and why you decided to do it, even while you were at college. What sort of motivated you to do this?
So, I like a lot of people grow up in an unorganized business family, right? Like there are like around 110 million families in India whose income is linked to unorganized businesses. Like they earn between 5 lakh to 25 lakh per annum, and they don't have proper documentation for the income. So if you are one of them, that's like 500 million of the middle class segment. Like 110 million families is around 496 million people. They don't even get a single credit card, didn't get any EMI, they get nothing, right? Now, for those people, it's a really big pain point. And I realized it from like childhood itself, because I was very into business, I was very curious about it as a kid. How do you make money? And so I was aware of the all the process and the things that were stopping it. And eventually, when I was in college, that was the time when it was a post demonetization wave. We were in campus, we stopped using cash. Everybody around was using UPI and cards, and we were like, you know what? Anybody can have a look at my bank statement and know that how much does Mehul get in a month, where he spends it, how he spends it, how frugal is he, all those characteristics. And that was a eureka moment, like, okay, now there is enough financial data being generated, A, and B, it is now being accessible. And that was a time when government was opening up stuff like account aggregator and all. So like, this is where the industry is going to go. People are going to solve it, and let's just solve it because we want to really so do it. So honestly, we started off just trying to solve my own family's problem, and the day we are able to do that, we'll be done.
I think that's just amazing, Mehul. I think that's always in I don't know if I can statistically say this, but in many cases, right, it's always a problem that people are solving, startup founders are solving, right? There's always some personal story linked to the problem. Bhargavi would remember this. We looked at a health tech company, where they were building something for cancer patients, right? That was completely inspired by, you know, uh, completely inspired by what they have personally gone through, which is uh, really amazing, right? I mean, you can turn some of these hard lessons into some net positive for you over a period of time. But great, man. This is fantastic. I'll open it up to Bhargavi and Vinod, guys. What would you like to ask Mehul that you don't already know?
um, it's not about putting him in a spot. I don't want to do that. I want to be the good person today. Maybe
I like the today part in it.
Mehul, how did you find your co-founders, right? And
So, I mean,
I guess to know with your classmates and friends as your co-founders, it's going to have its own plus and minus. So I think if you can share some of that, I know it's still starting of your journey, but I think if you can share, I think that will be interesting to know.
yeah, yeah. So I'll answer into two parts how I found them and the pros and cons. So first of all, I can't emphasize enough on this. The first few set of people you'll be working with, and preferably please get a co-founder, right? It's hard doing it alone, like it's hard enough already with people. I can't imagine without them. So, get somebody, who believes in you and is willing to put their 110% behind the idea you guys come up with or your idea or whatever, right? Now, I fortunately was, around so I used to attend some talks by VCs and all in my college days, right? Some events organized here and there. And we used to always hear this, right? That the founding team is the most important thing. At the seed stage, people bet on the team rather than the business or the idea. And, that really like stuck with me. So when I had this idea, right, I actually took like 6 months in, I was like, we're going to pursue this idea, but the people whom I'm going to pursue it with, right, I need to figure out who, right? So, and I just started looking around myself, and I knew one of my co-founders instantly that this is one guy I'll be working with because I already had worked with that guy for around 2 years then, and I knew that we work really, really well together. So I definitely want him. And my other technical co-founders, right? And like, we were always in touch, but I wanted to be very sure about the founding team of BharatX, right? And so we basically, just made up a very small project, right, with something more than a typical student project, something more commercial, and like, yeah, let's build this and see, how we. And once I realized that these are the people I don't really have to manage because I'm not a good manager because I am like I haven't gone through that 20 years of managing people thing, right? So you ideally want, and in a startup, even if you have that, you still want people who are, self doers, like self starters. So I realized working with them on that small test case that they are the people whom I can rely on. Like even if someday I fall asleep, they'll still be awake and still get it done, And I was like, these are the people I need. And because skills, I always believed like if you're smart enough, like you will learn it. You don't really need a great coder from day one. So that's how I fundamentally found my co-founders. There was one other person whom we tried to bring in. The person couldn't come at that point of time, but eventually joined us as an employee. So once things are getting off. So I think you just got to look around, be very very careful. Like, rather be late by half a year, but arrive strongly. That's how I found it. On the pros and cons, um, pros working with people whom you already know, everything is like it's great. There's no politics from day one. Everybody knows how the other guy thinks. Everybody knows that he's not motivated by that or that, or like we're clear, that with what are our intentions, what's things. You don't have that in back of the mind, what could that guy be thinking about or something. Like we can be extremely blunt and know that tomorrow mornings, we're still going to be working with this guy and everything's going to be jolly, right? Because as friends, you would have already gone through those loops. So you know that it's going to be all fine. So you form a very, very strong and well connected team. The downside of it is that you need to so not everybody can be as professional as you can. So dividing professional and personal relationship is something that people need to learn, right? We were very fortunate that at least among the four of us, we like till date didn't had like any much problem regarding that, you know but a lot of times the reason why I don't go out and recruit people from very the innermost of my personal circles is because I am concerned whether or not we'll be able to maintain the uh, sort of professional personal gap, right? So you got to be careful that that person knows that this is a professional talk, this is a personal talk. You got to keep this separate, you know uh, like we're fortunate in that, but I know firsthand some people who are not. So that's one con you should watch out for.
So, well, man, at such a young age, right, you give a lot of yarn. Huh? Do you agree to that statement or not? No, sometimes I've told this to Karthik and Bhargavi, right? I think at your age, right, at least I honestly would be like figuring out shit, right? So,
No,
frankly,
Vinod, as far as I am concerned, Mehul is the next Kunal Shah, okay,
Uh-huh.
of the fintech world.
Let's be the
As-
next Mehul, na?
yeah, I like that.
Well, you have to look at Delta 5, okay, not 4, okay, Delta 5.
And although nobody asked me, one key thing: be very very ambitious.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
so like it's fine. Decacorn is fine. We'll run a $1 trillion company.
Yeah, what Decacorn, man? $100 billion. Yeah, Stripe is.
Trillion.
Yeah,
Trillion. 100 is achieved.
yeah.
So
Now you know why we invested in you, right? I think
Yeah.
that ambition was something which stuck with us.
Yeah. So, Mehul, this is the last segment for you where you can ask, Karthik a question. Who's the lead in this, right?
What is this? Why are you offering me on a platter?
So typically,
If
this
any,
is an entertaining segment for me. You can ask the investor a question about this interaction. This is freewheeling. This is not some interview session or something. So this is a freewheeling session. So as a founder, right, that's what fun is. You can ask us also a question, and specifically Karthik in this case because he's been hand holding and all that stuff for you. Yeah, you can throw a question at Karthik.
rather Mehul is hand holding me.
Whatever, as long as we are holding hands and getting the unicorn, I'm okay.
Okay, so this is the entertainment section, right?
Oh, Karthik, look, he's treating questions to VC as entertainment section. What is? Oh my!
No, you mentioned it so, right?
He said it's
Okay,
entertaining for him
Ah, it's only for
I think
me.
time for me to log out.
that you are asking.
Okay. So, okay. In that sense,
You can ask a serious question also. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think something in the benefit of the viewers, right? Uh, so when you guys offered us a deal, right? We had virtually like zero transaction. Like, so anybody watching this, we are not a live company back then, right? We had a prototype, and we were fundraising, saying, ki, "Hey, to lend, we need money to lend, so give us money," you know. And it was a moratorium period. Like NBFCs were not getting money from banks, you know. Fintechs from MDC was a whole different game. So, but these guys better knows at that point of time, and a lot of people have this notion, right, that you need to have X years of experience, MBA, 2 years, blah blah blah, build something in that industry, and then do it, right? But as VCs, you guys bet on someone who had clearly no experience in that industry. Maybe we had some understanding, but like, and we didn't have traction. Still, you guys did bet, right? What do you like if you had to like tell like Mehul like 2 years back, right? Like this is what a VC is going to look at you to do your first round, right? What would that be? And what did you look in us?
No, I think Mehul, that's a great question, man. It's it's great. I'll tell you why, right? It's because no two VCs think alike, right? Different people think different ways. I think at least the alignment that we have internally at Java Capital, right, is one, we don't necessarily look at pedigree of the people, so we don't care which university you've gone to or which company you've worked for, right? I think what we primarily look for is the potential of the founder, the approach that the founder has taken to the company, and the market, his understanding of the market, right? In your case, I think it's a little bit of both, right? Now, we thought that market was very interesting, one, and we also thought that your strength of the founding team, right, is very strong, and your own conviction in the model, right, actually gave us a lot of conviction, Mehul. I think that is something that we miss uh, a lot, when founders pitch to us regularly, right? Either the passion is missing or the conviction is missing. In which case it's even difficult for us to see that. I think in your case, that stood out. Obviously, you've done a fantastic job of showing us the vision, right? Which we were able to subscribe to, and for us, the understanding of the space, right? With Bhargavi having done quite a bit of research in that space, and her own experience, it also gave us a very interesting perspective on whether or not, as a model, this could work or not, right? So when we saw that all of these pieces of the puzzle are there, it just a matter of putting these pieces together so the puzzle can be solved. So that's all we did in your case, right? Um, Especially in the pre-seed stage, Mehul, I think the quality of the founders, and when I say quality, right, it's not the IITs that you've gone to or the IAMs that you've gone to, right? Or it's not even the Mishos that you have worked for or the Flipkart that you have worked for. Rather, the founder's ability to show the vision and prove that he understands the market at a much deeper level, right? So those things, really did it for us when we decided to invest in your company.
Got it. That was a really really well thought and great answer. Also, good to know that Bhargavi could have stopped it, but she was the one who told financially it can work. So, next time Bhargavi you say anything bad, I'm pointing that out.
Yeah.
I think as I said, right. I think what was important was, though you guys were quite young, the grip that you had on the space, your depth of understanding on the space, I think that was quite good. So you showed your hustle and you showed your smartness that you can you understand the space. So if you could do it while being in college, then we thought you would be smart enough to figure many more things when you start building this full time.
He did. He did. He did. You remember at the agreement stage, he figured a lot of stuff. I remember.
I think we can do a separate session on only that, right?
Yeah. I would actually love to do that. Like, show it to any founder you are negotiating with, and I owe it to you guys as well. So, happy
But
to do
but
that.
Vinod, Bhargavi, Mehul loved our lawyers so much that he hired them.
Yes.
Yeah, so we work with them full time now.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'm just gonna put up the announcement again. Why
Okay.
we've talking to Mehul today. We finally announced our investment in BharatX recently. So which is why we invited Mehul, and he gracefully he agreed to join us today and speak about BharatX. Mehul, thank you so much, man, for joining us. Anything else that you'd like to say before you log off?
No, I think that's pretty much it. And like Vinod was earlier mentioning, the strike ratio of YC to Java is pretty high. And most of the other portfolio guys, they're also back with like great bases. So you better apply if you want a great seed round or a series A.
Yeah, and Mel, thanks to you for referring us good companies, man. We've please keep that going, right? Would love to see more of the companies that you're gonna refer, right? Because you already know the filters to apply, and I'm sure we'll get some really interesting companies from your
Let's
side.
start a referral bonus structure and then Karthik.
Definitely spoken like a true entrepreneur, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to get those New Year goodies and all that, I'm assuming. Fine, that's fine.
No, I was going to say, but Mehul is quite sweet, right? See, he will ask referral bonus and all. But if we say instead of 1 pack, we will send 2 packs of New Year goodies, he will be so happy.
Awesome, man. Neil, great. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. We look forward to, next milestone to be back on the freewheeling show. And I'm hoping that will not be like 1 year, 2 year and all. We have to run the show. It has to be.
Yeah, 1 quarter, just wait for it.
Yeah, please do come back. And
Good.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you again. And, and that time also we'll ask you same question, like you can ask questions to Karthik again. Yeah, see you till that time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.